Hi everyone, I put together some class slides for you for the online class to guide you as you go through the activities for the week of February 14th. Set aside some time to go through each of the activities. Remember that online classes do need to be equivalent in time and work to a face-to-face session, so make sure you give the online activities the same amount of time and energy and work that you would put into a face-to-face class. Here's an overview of what you'll be working on this week. We're going to be thinking about how can we as teachers support and encourage wide reading. We've talked about how good readers spend lots of time reading. How can we set up the conditions in our classrooms to encourage that wide reading? You're going to be exploring the Hornbook website, participating in a Canvas discussion about the Hornbook website, doing a classroom library observation and reflection. You'll read a blog post and then you'll also take a photo and reflect on what you see in a real classroom library. And then at the end of the slides, I will be reminding you what's coming up for the week of February 21st, and as usual, all of that will also be in Canvas. So the first thing you're going to do for the online class after watching these slides and this video, of course, is to spend about 20 minutes or more. You might get sucked in to the Hornbook website. The link is here and also in the Canvas page for the online class. Browse the site, see what you find. Especially, I really want you to pay attention to the Choosing Books tab at the top and the Authors and Illustrators tab at the top. Keep in mind for your Canvas discussion, these are the things that you're going to be asked to discuss. So make some notes or highlight things so that you can remember where you saw these 3 resources that you found interesting, and you'll talk about why. 2 book titles that are new to you. You might want to use that Choosing Books tab. And then 1 author interview that you read under the Authors and Illustrators tab. Also, I would like you to respond to at least 2 classmates. I am going to give you until February 21st to do that though, so that you can make sure all your classmates were able to post, and so everybody gets responses, not just the people who were the first ones to post their discussion. The next thing after the Hornbook exploration will be a reading and reflection on classroom libraries. As we talk about promoting wide reading, having a really useful and attractive and comfortable classroom library with lots of titles in it at different reading levels is going to be essential. So I would like you to read this blog post on the 6 essentials of a high quality classroom library. Be thinking about that and which elements might be present or missing if you're teaching right now in your own classroom or in the classrooms that you visited. So once you have read the blog post and have those reflections in mind about the key elements, the essentials of a classroom library, I want you to get your phone and go find a classroom library in grades 3 through 6. It would be ideal for you to visit a real classroom. So any of you who are in schools, I know it's not that difficult to walk down the hallway. Ask your colleague if it's okay if you snap a photo of his or her classroom library. You can take a picture of your own if you're teaching in grades 3 through 6, but it also might be interesting to reflect on someone else's library. You don't need to identify whose class it is. The only thing you need to include is what grade level it is. If you don't have access to a classroom, or if it is going to be a real hardship to get to a classroom and take a picture, you can find a photo online. But if you can, I would really appreciate you finding a real classroom, because I think it's going to make more sense as you reflect on it. So you are going to add your photo and thoughts to this classroom library reflection that's linked here and also linked in the Canvas activities page for. Here is the classroom library observation reflection. This is a Google Doc that anybody can edit and add their photo and reflections to. So here are the instructions you're going to include in a row of the table: your name, the grade level of the classroom where you took the photo, and then you're going to answer each of these questions. So what do you notice about this classroom library? What kinds of texts are available for students, both from the photo and from your experience of looking around? And then do you think, based on those essential elements that you read about, does this classroom library encourage students to read a lot? Is this facilitating that wide reading? Why or not, why not? And be sure to add a few reasons why, not just one. In my example here, it's only partially complete because I want you to develop your own ideas, but I am setting up just a little model of how to respond. So as you can see, there are all these blank rows. You're just going to click in a row, start adding your photo. There's some instructions here for how to add your photo. If you have trouble, you can always Google how to add a photo to a Google Doc, and it should walk you through. Okay, the last thing you are going to do for the week of the online class is to write for 20 to 30 minutes. You can either start a new piece based on one of your brainstormed ideas from any of our class lists or your heart map, or you can continue working on a piece that you've already started. Be prepared to have your writer's notebook and share the writing you worked on in class on February 21st. As you're writing, think about that slice of pizza, narrowing the focus of your writing to one key moment, one key event, one person, so keeping that narrow focus. Okay, I'm going to wrap up here with giving you a little overview of what is coming up for the week of the 21st. Take a few minutes to review the revised course calendar and the assignments on Canvas. Everything is pretty much the same as in the beginning of the semester, but it's good to just refresh your memory about what's coming up. Remember, it is linked, the live doc that reflects any changes I've put in at the very top of the modules in Canvas. You are going to do 2 readings for the week of the 21st. You should all have a copy of Classrooms That Work. If you don't, the PDF is posted in Canvas, just pages 182 to 190. Then you're also going to read the Allington and Cunningham chapter that is posted in Canvas about working with struggling readers. I'd also like you to think about one piece of writing that you would like to continue working on and take through revisions and to a published piece. We are not going to publish it next week, but I want everyone to have an idea of which piece they are going to be publishing. So this is probably the piece that you will have worked on for 20 to 30 minutes. Buy or borrow your Lit Circle book. You want to have it for next week when you meet with your Lit Circle group to plan. Next week, bring that Lit Circle book along with the Reading Writing Notebook, the draft of the piece you plan to publish. We also have 2 interactive read-alouds starting next week. Brave, Stephanie, and Tamara are going to go first. Please add the title and teaching point to the interactive read-aloud sign-up before next week so everyone can see what you're going to be focused on. The last thing that I want to show you is how to get to the online class activities and all the things that you need to do for next week. It's where you found this video, and you're going to go to online class activities. This is what it looks like. You've got all of these things here. Anything in blue is a live link, and you should be all set for next week. Remember to check all of the resources you have. But if you have exhausted all your resources and you still have questions, feel free to send me an email. I look forward to seeing all of you on February 21st. Have a great week and take care.